MG! It's coming up to 11:11, and I've just been skimming through some emails and some work related things, coaching stuff, coaching questions that have been coming up, and it's all spinning around the same thing. I don't know if there's something happening around the planets or the stars at this point. I'm feeling this is the full moon energy, yeah, slowly coming into being. And I really feel that we are being called to place better boundaries. And, when people are coming in, like breaking our boundaries, breaking commitments, dishonoring what it is that we requested, what else has been showing up? Yeah, like paying for courses and asking for refunds. Like that's something that was coming up for a couple of my clients this week. Ladies, you're meant to like own your standards and your boundaries. And if something like this is happening, you like, I don't want to be, this is not a faulty thing, right? It's not me placing the fault. It's me, inviting you into full ownership and full responsibility. You are actually setting your energy in this way. So when this is occurring, this is never a sign that there's something wrong with you. This is never, it's never your fault. It's not about, how well you were doing or how badly you were doing. This is simply an invitation, right? Like trigger zones and, things that come into our path, especially when, when we've made a bigger decision in our lives, when we're setting up to, to have babies, when we're setting up to create more income, when we're setting things up in our life in such a way that we are being called to go to our next level, it's very, very common to have triggers show up. And, what I say in all of my programs is triggers are never a sign that there is a problem. Triggers are simply a sign that you are ready to go to your next level, and they are showing up. Hi, Nadia. They are showing up. So nice to see you, girl. We've been talking quite a bit these past couple of weeks, and it's been so nice. So I was saying, like, triggers are never, they're never meant to show that there's something wrong or that, there's something for you to blame yourself. This is just an invitation to go to your next level. The universe is placing that into your field because on one side, you're now ready to release this. You're ready to let this be rearranged, to let this be realigned, right? And then on the other side, you simply get to receive in higher and better ways. That's simply what it is, like, like to cut it short, to put it, like as simple as possible. So one woman was reaching out to me today because she had set up an agreement with a man to break contact because there was a huge trigger, there was aggression in the conversation, and she deeply felt triggered. So of course on one side there's a trigger that leads us into, wait, there's trauma here to process. I haven't actually allowed myself to feel the fear, right? The fear and the things that are underneath the fear. So a very big sign that trauma is acting out is when you're afraid of the fear, right? You're actually so triggered that you feel deeply uncomfortable about going into fear, right? And so this is actually one of the things that we will probably work on in one of our one-on-one sessions, is to actually go below the fear and to see what is this fear of the fear covering. Of course, it's covering the fear, but there's something else underneath it that is never logical. We can never make it up. It's not in our minds. We can't put it into words without feeling it first, right? And so when the trigger zone is happening like this, when something is popping up and showing up consistently, it's usually there's such a clog that is being held, and it's actually creating pressure. And so when we are holding ourselves like a pressure cooker, right, and we just display an outer emotion. So for this woman specifically, her outer layer is kindness and love and light. And it's a huge pitfall because we can't always be love and light all the time. It's impossible. And so there's very often a belief system that has placed itself in where, of course, this runs very deep, and there's a lot of unraveling here. I'm trying to make sense of something that is totally not logical in the body, because when you're actually running around in your life like a pressure cooker, where you have a wall of feelings that you're allowing yourself to be seen, but other feelings are actually you're disallowing yourself from feeling them and also from displaying them. It's very often that you're basically in this pressure cooker zone. You're going to be running around attracting more and more and more of the stuff that is going to point you at, you're now ready to release this, you're now ready to let this go. And I'm here to show you that you now get to receive more love, more abundance, more money, more connection, more intimacy on a new level. And that level can't be reached if you don't let go of that pressure, right? And so for this woman, what is going to be crucial is for, during our sessions, to really, I'm going to invite her to really go in the body, right, and to follow her body signals, because the body signals are always the most, I would say, the most intelligent, really, because our bodily sensations are simply displaying what it is that we are available for, but also what we are not available for. So in this case, what she's not being available for is actually a connection that is going to honor her boundaries, that is going to honor who she is, and also is going to be respectful of like the person she is becoming, right? Like an empowered masculine man would never come in like this and like try to sneak and wiggle his way in. And this is something that when she's actually feeling bad about this, which is it's like, why? You should definitely not be feeling bad about this, but this is a pattern, right? It's probably a pattern that's been laid out, and obviously I'm so excited to get onto our next call with her and to go deeper and unravel this and let this open, because it's so good. Like, I know that when a woman unravels that piece in her embodiment, right, when she understands what it is that is really there clogging up her energetic field, once that that pressure cap is being removed and the pressure comes out, it's like the fear of the fear drops away, the fear of all the feelings below the fear drop away, right? Because there's nothing to be afraid of anymore, right? And so this is when we become courageous, and this is where our natural power and our natural embodiment comes in to success and to dreams being a non-negotiable. It's our new normal. This is just where we're going, and there's no way we're not going to reach that level, right? Because it's already here. And so the boundaries, when we're setting them up from that place of empowerment, they're so much easier to follow through, because you can actually magnetize, like on an embodiment level. It becomes your new logic. It's like your new normal in your body is what becomes the new logic, right? And so when a woman is walking in her life fully integrated, like on a bodily sensation level, where she understands that, wait, every time I'm feeling this trigger, I always feel guilty, but this is not what I'm supposed to be feeling. I'm supposed to be feeling strength and courage. She basically moves herself on her own energetic map to the other side. And what happens is, on the outside, this will actually be mirrored to her. So what I'm the most excited about is not even to get into the session. What I'm the most excited about is to see what the result out of this session is going to be over the next couple of weeks and over the next few months and years to come. Because when this trauma actually eventually leaves the body, and there is a connection and a plugging into that higher aspect of herself, which is always on the fifth dimensional plane, because it's beyond the awareness, right? It's the awareness that has the full integration with the embodiment. It's going to be so much easier for her to really draw the things to her, and she will have the courage and the strength, and there will be like a non-negotiable of saying no to the things that are no longer in alignment for her. So yeah, I just wanted to share this today, because I feel like there's a lot of these things that have been coming up for my clients, and honestly, ladies, when this is coming up, it's always a sign that success is just on the other side. And you're very, like, you're closer than you know to your own success. This is something that's been, you know, coming through for me this week as well. I just hit 4K this week for the first time in my life. I'm like, where is this going? But I'm like, yeah, the pressure cooker valve, you know, has been removed. And I know that I can receive more and more and more, and I know exactly where to position myself to receive more money, and that I don't need to worry about it anymore because I know it's my non-negotiable. It's my new logic, right? My new logic has, you know, settled in. And this is what I've been seeing so many of my clients do, is they just move their own energy into a positioning on the map that is so different from where they were before. And because of that, it's just so much easier for them to create the quantum leaps and, you know, the collapsing of time and space and the collapsing of energy within, you know, the energetic field that actually materializes and magnetizes as matter. It's just amazing to see that. So I hope that this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions about this, if something, you know, came up for you where you felt like, oh gosh, Lizzie, you're like really speaking to me. I love this. Yeah, just let me know. I'd be so excited to hear about it. And yeah, I wish you a beautiful day wherever you are, or a nice night. If it's just like here, it's quite late already, and I'm just about to go down to sleep and get some nice dreams.